it's very valuable. Obviously, we'd like to have Purnell in there getting some reps, but whether it be Arthur, whether it be some of the young guys like D'Angelo, no matter who it might be, they're all getting an opportunity. Like I say, one thing's about the way Coach Harbaugh structured the camp, all these guys are getting a ton of reps. So even if Purnell was back, I don't know that it would make a lot of difference if some of the reps are getting. We're getting a lot of plays in.
Is Arthur making the strides that maybe you might have anticipated?
Yeah, I think we'll know a little better. I can tell you a lot better maybe a week from now. Today on the first day of pads, what's hard on the defensive line, just like it is the offensive line, when you're going without pads, you're running the plays, you're running the blocking scheme, you're running the defense, but you can't really come off of the block because we're trying to protect everybody and you're not really trying to make a lot of contact. Up front, it's a game of contact. So the only way you can really, to me, analyze a defensive lineman or an offensive lineman is going to be when the pads are on. And today was kind of the first day, and I really, I got to look at the film and see kind of where we are. But again, I think everybody's learning the scheme, learning what they're supposed to do, that's what OTAs and the first couple of days were for.
Hey, Dean, how is Courtney Upshaw looking so far? And I know he's trying to drop a few pounds. How's he moving around out there?
Every day a little better. I think, OTAs was great for him. He got a ton of reps in OTAs. These first couple of days here, after day 3, I don't know how many reps he's gotten, but it's been a lot. So I think he's coming along. He's progressing pretty well.
Is Jimmy Smith okay? Nothing serious?
Is he a kid that you think feels a lot of expectations?
You'd have to ask Courtney, yeah.
Does he seem to play with pressure?
I think he plays like an Alabama kid. He gets to play. He's a football player. He likes football. He's going to play hard. He learns real well in the classroom. He's just a good football player. What he feels expectation-wise, he'd have to ask him right now.
Dean, Jimmy Smith dealt with some cramping yesterday, didn't finish. What about today? Did he have the same thing?
No, I think it was something in special teams. I don't know exactly what it was, but it was in the special team practice. He did something. I really don't know exactly what it was.
Sergio Kindle's made some plays over the course of the first few days. How's it look from your perspective now? Hopefully, you get something.
Well, I think Sergio's made a lot of progress. In this year. I mean, basically he had a lot of time off. That's tough, and with an injury. But I think he's really progressed. Ted Martino's done a great job with him here in the OTAs, and he really had a heck of a good day yesterday. And now I have to watch the film today. I hate to always mention it because film's never as good as you think you are, and you're never as bad as you think you are. You think you have a terrible day, you watch the film, and it wasn't as bad as you thought. Some days you think you're really good, and you go in there and see a ton of mistakes. But I think he's progressing really well. I think he's come a long way here in the last few weeks.
Do you see a big difference with the match in terms of what you're assessing?
Yeah, you will when we watch the films. Like today when you have inside run for the first time, I mean, it's really not fair for the offensive line or for the defensive line, an inside run when the pads are on. A defensive guy beats an offensive lineman while the guy can't cut in, he can't do a lot of things that he might do as an offensive lineman. Same thing on defense, you can't really punch the guy out, lock him, and throw him off. But now when the pads come on, now's when you're really going to assess how we're really attacking playing the run. Same thing, I'm sure they'll play the offense. So we'll know a lot more after watching tonight. But again, I wouldn't put you're not going to throw everything on the first day of pads either. It's a process, and every guy, even if you're a veteran, coming back, it's a process of getting hit and going right back through it again. It doesn't take very long when you're a veteran, but it's always a process. Just like when you don't play golf for 6 months, you don't usually go out and shoot 74. So, it takes a little while.
Ray's looked a lot lighter. Is that something you've encouraged him to do, or is it something that he's going to be putting the weight back on?
It wasn't me encouraging him. That was something that he and Jamil, Jamil was a little lighter too. That's something that both of them kind of came to me and told me that was an idea they had, and I agreed with it. It wasn't my idea, it was their idea, but I also agreed with it.
Could you see that being a trend across the league? Maybe defenders slimming down a little bit to keep up with the pass attacks, or?
Well, I think it kind of depends a little bit on the scheme that you run on defense too. I don't think you can ever label and say, well, this is what everybody's going to do. I think a lot of it has to do with the style and the scheme that you're going to play on defense. I think it also has to do with your schedule, and who you're playing. If you're playing a black and blue division that's going to sit there and run and pound the ball, has 4 of your games during the year, which ours obviously is, that's a little different, but teams are really trying to spread out now quite a bit. And And certainly the more speed you can put on the field, the better.
PD,
So
Corey
it's
Graham.
out right now. Do you feel like you've had to be a little more creative with your install with some of these guys?
Nope. Not more creative at all. We have an install. We have a system. And that system is in place. And there's a lot to our system. And it's going to take 9 practices probably to get in our entire system. When you get done with those 9 practices, then you can evaluate where you are and maybe what you need out of that system more than maybe something else. But to say that we're changing how we install or anything else, not a bit.
PD, you guys got Corey Graham.